Welcome to Top of the Chops. This week we're heading to the decade where I think every guitarist wished they grew up in, which is the 80s, and we're doing the track Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. So this is a classic guitar riff. It was also the soundtrack to the film Rocky, which I have to put my hand up and say I've never seen Rocky. Yeah. Roast me in the comments, I really should have seen that film by now, I'm 30. But yeah, this track was written and produced by Frankie Sullivan and Jim Petterick. So yeah, grab your guitars, hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, and let's get learning. So we're going to break this up into three parts today. The first part I'm going to show you is a loop of the main riff, and I'm going to do that on my loop pedal. And it works really, really well on the looper because you literally stack 3 or 4 guitar parts. And then I'm going to show you the harmony guitars, the lead guitars in the second verse, and that'll be 2 separate guitars on top of each other. And then we've got the guitar riff in the chorus. Okay, so jam-packed full of guitars today. And we're in the key of C minor. So we're starting on the 3rd fret of the A string, and we've got this sort of muted kind of galloping riff, but it's all palm muted. It's got that quaver with 2 semi-quavers, that sort of gallop. And I'm looping 4 bars of that, and then over the top of that I'm putting a snare or a kind of mimicked snare on top with mutes, and I'm doing that on the 2 and the 4, so over the top of it. Okay, and then our power chords go on top, which is the signature riff. So we put on a bit of distortion. I'm on my neck pickup because I've got my Strat today. We're doing a C power chord, and we're going between that and a B flat, so 3rd fret and 1st fret. And I'm using the full power chord, so I'm using 3rd fret A string, 5th fret D string, 5th fret G string. And we're going, and we hit that again and go down to the 1, back up to the 3, same thing again. And then this time it changes, we're going to drop down to the G on the low E string, and then a flat 4th fret. And let that hang. Okay, so slowly that whole riff. Okay, and while that's looping, we've got a kind of overdub guitar on top. Okay, so the way that I'm doing this, I'm doing it as straight thirds. So I'm doing C minor as 10th fret on the D string and 8th fret on the G string, and then I'm going down to the B flat major, which is 8th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G string. Now that I've got as and then we're going down to the A flat major, so 6th fret and 5th fret. Now, after doing this, I kind of thought actually it might be a sus on the B flat chord, which would be 8th fret and 8th fret on the D and G string. So, but yeah, on the video you'll see that I'm doing it as this. I could be wrong though, I've just literally learnt this, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever played, I've probably played this song a long time ago, but never actually studied the parts properly. So I'm doing a lot of it by ear straight away. But yeah, I kind of like the thirds. It's hard to hear, but I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments which one's right. But yeah, that's the kind of way we're playing it. We're doing some mutes in between as well, so it's a bit funkier. So you've got that chord, and then kind of a down up. So kind of where I would normally mute or hang, I'm just putting those strums in there, but muting with my left hand in between. So and just let that last one hang, okay? And the stabs are coming in the same way or the same rhythm that the power chords do. Okay, so the chorus part. I haven't really stacked this because it's mainly one guitar part. I think the riff right at the end it's got a higher octave on it as well, but you can just add that in yourself. But yeah, it's basically going to this F power chord, so you've got a big, and that's for a whole bar. And then we come up to our same thirds that we were using on the overdub of the main riff. So we go, so just as minims, so. And this could be the same thing, it could be the sus here rather than the third. So yeah, just try which one you think sounds right. And then we jump back down to the F power chord again. But now we're doing crotchets with it, so it goes back down to the F, the minims again, and our final riff, which we go F, so 1, and then we go to an E, so 1, O, 1, and then we go G, so 3rd fret on the E string, and that goes between the 3, 1, 3, so G, F, G, and then we hang on A flat, so 4th fret, and then just cut it off, okay, and that's when our second verse starts. Okay, and that E is quite interesting. It kind of catches your ear because it's an accidental note. They probably intended it, but yeah, obviously in C minor we would have an E flat, wouldn't we? But we get, which would be a major third in C minor. So we've got a nice little interesting jazzy note in there as well. Okay, and we've also got the harmony in the second verse. So this one, I'm starting on the G string. There's loads of vibrato on this, kind of long held notes. So we've got 8th fret on the G string for 2 bars. Then we go down to 7 on the same string. And that's gonna kind of do a little hammer on and pull off to the 8 and then back down to the 7 and we slide down to the 5. So, and then that just repeats, okay? On top of that, we've got a harmony. So this time we're on the 8 on the B string. Down to the 6. Going to hammer on to the 8 and back down to the 6 and slide to the 4. And then slide back up to the 8 and repeat that again. Okay, so that harmony's in thirds. So the lower harmony, we've got E flat. And the higher harmony, we have A flat. Okay, so down here, that would be like a major third. Then that minor there. Down to your C minor. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Please subscribe and hit the notification button so that you're notified as soon as next week's episode drops.